Hi Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope for February 2025. Thanks for joining me. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: for your rising sign or ascendant first, then for your sun sign, and finally for your moon sign. So I'm going to break down February into 4 weeks. I'm going to pay particular attention to the moon, how it moves through your chart, and how it will support you in what areas of your life and when. So February is a great month for stargazers. We have something called a planetary parade happening. 6 planets have lined up in a perfect line. And at the end of February, we have Mercury, the communication planet, joining that planetary parade. So we have 7 planets lined up. And the whole notion of astrology is based on as above, so below. What the planets are doing up there in the sky influences us down here on planet Earth. So the fact that we have this planetary parade is cause for celebration because it means that setting goals is going to be something that's much easier for you. Things that have seemed very complicated and difficult in the past now seem very straightforward, and you're able to set goals and actually then take the steps required to accomplish those goals. So February is going to be a month that's very productive for you. You'll be able to get a lot done. So let's have a look then. Week 1, the first 9 days of February, Saturday the 1st until Sunday the 9th of February. On the 1st of February, we've got the moon in Pisces, and that's in your 7th house of relationships. So that'll be a good day for you to spend with people in your inner circle, people you're close with, and to feel like there's a sense of home or your energies being recharged by people that you love and care about. On the 2nd and 3rd, the moon moves into Aries and it joins Chiron, the asteroid that's known as the wounded healer, in your 8th house of institutions and authorities. If you have any forms that need filling in, tax returns, anything to do with the government, red tape, bureaucracy, the 2nd and 3rd are days where you'll be able to get those things done very, very easily. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th, the moon moves into Taurus and it goes into your 9th house of education, travel, and the higher realms. And it joins Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and the unexpected and also the chaotic. It sits there in Taurus as well. So this 3-day period, I think you'll have a great sense of wanderlust. You'll want to travel and to explore locations that you've never been to. So if you have the opportunity to take these 3 days off and to go to a different location, you'll get a lot out of it. But also what I'm getting is if you've got a business trip planned during those 3 days, I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you are traveling on that kind of a basis, then look at this area that you're visiting and see if there's anything locally that you're interested in. It could be, like, for instance, if you have a business trip to Stockport in Manchester, there's a hat museum and you may have an interest for that. So it's that kind of curiosity that leads to you learning about something, but really just engaging with things which seem fun and like curiosities that are good to explore. On the 4th of February, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, that ingresses into Aries and it goes into your 8th house, again, of institutions and authorities. So that's really helpful to you all month, Virgo, because you'll be able to get paperwork sorted out very, very quickly and without a lot of stress or anxiety around those kind of things. Also on the 4th, we have Jupiter, the lucky planet. That goes direct until the 11th of November 2025. When a planet is retrograde, the energy is expressed inwardly. When it's direct, the energy is expressed outwardly. And Jupiter, the lucky planet, is in your 10th house of career at 11 degrees next to your transiting ascendant. So that is really good news as far as your career and your work is concerned. So expect to make a lot of progress in your work, expect to do excellent work, but also expect for there to be really positive surprises that come out of nowhere that offer you new opportunities to either expand your role or to receive more income, as in a pay rise, or to even be offered the opportunity to take on something that's completely different and that you're really interested in. Jupiter stays in that 10th house until July. So Virgo, the first 7 months of this year are really going to be good for you in terms of your work. Expect good things there. On the 7th and 8th of February, the moon then joins Jupiter and the transiting ascendant in your 10th house. So those 2 days particularly, expect to either receive some sort of communication that bodes well for the future of your career, or expect some sort of light bulb to go on as far as your own thinking is concerned that you could implement that would have a positive impact on your work. And also, if you're a student or retired, this is really positive in terms of you'll make a lot of progress with what you're studying or with what you're working on or towards. On the 9th of February, the moon goes into Cancer and it moves into your 11th house of hopes and dreams, and it joins Mars and Hades also in Cancer in that 11th. And that's really interesting. The moon will stay in Cancer also going into week 2 on the 10th of February. But this is going to be a personal 2 days where you're going to be willing to look at hopes that you've had in the past that have not worked out for you, and that may have been very heartbreaking. So maybe you wanted to get married and you didn't, or maybe you wanted to start a big family or become famous or have this glowing career and it didn't work the way you had planned. These 2 days allow you to look at those things again, to pick them back up, to dust them off, and to say, I've changed, life is different now. I'm going to try again with this, and I'm going to see where it leads me. And then with Jupiter in your 10th house, particularly if one of these discarded hopes and dreams from the past had anything to do with your work or your career, your profession, it's very likely to work out this time, and that you're able to transform a disappointment from the past into a success in the present. Mercury, your ruler, the communication planet, and Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, they're both direct all month. So expect very little problems with transportation, communication, or also getting the wrong end of the stick with something. And also feel free to start new business ventures and new relationships without your perspective being off or, again, getting the wrong end of the stick. So those things will not be a problem. Let's have a look at the houses the moon moved through in the first 9 days of this month. So it started in your 7th house of relationships and it ended in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. And that's pretty much the top half of your chart. There's 6 houses in the top half and it touches 5 of them. So the first 9 days are really about being able to deal with the authorities, having a great time in your working life, exploring things that are new, and being able to feel encouraged to the extent that hopes and dreams can be realized, even if in the past that was impossible. Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 10th to the 16th of February. On the 10th, the moon is still in Cancer. Then on the 11th and 12th, the moon moves into Leo and it goes into your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. So that's amazing because you'll feel that you have a very strong connection to the higher realms. If you have a spiritual practice that you are consistent with, yoga, chanting, meditation, qigong, anything like that, do that on those 2 days. You'll really get a sense of, I'm being supercharged here. I'm very, very energized. And it will either give you a message that builds your confidence and gives you hope for the future, or it raises your energy level to the point where you feel very able to take on anything. And problems are something that are meant to be resolved and they're taken care of just like that, and things are simple and straightforward. Particularly on the 12th of February, this energy and this dynamic or vibe is going to peak because we have a full moon in Leo on the 12th. So you'll really feel at the top of your game, and you'll feel like your battery is fully charged on the 12th of February. Then on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of February, the moon goes into your sign of Virgo. So expect a great sense of well-being around the middle of the month, but also expect to see through something you're being told by another person that may not be fully accurate or not completely true. And if someone has some sort of ulterior motive or some other motivation behind what they're telling you, or they're trying to manipulate you, expect to kind of see through that very quickly and very easily. And you don't need to react to it in the moment, but make a mental note of it. And if someone does then reveal themselves not to be particularly trustworthy, then you trust that and take notes and make sure that you either distance yourself from that person or you disconnect completely. On the 14th of February, Mercury, your ruler, ingresses into Pisces, and it goes into your 7th house of relationships. It joins Saturn, the planet of structure and security, Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, and the North Node at 29 degrees in Pisces. They're all sitting in your 7th house. So with this shift of Mercury, expect to really understand what your mission is long term, what gives you a genuine sense of belonging, and like you can relax and decompress, and also expect to have a heightened sense of being able to uncover lies and untruths and to see beyond deceptions. So you're really the detective here in February, Virgo, and it's very unlikely that anyone pulls the wool over your eyes. On the 14th as well, we have Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day. If you go on dates, which I mean is a little awkward to go on a first date on Valentine's Day, but if you do that, you'll immediately be able to determine whether that person is right for you or not. Or if you're already in a relationship and you do something as a couple, you'll be able to plan something that really proves to your partner how you feel about them. And if you want to surprise them with anything and you want to get things planned ahead of time to present it to them on Valentine's Day, it's very, very likely that that's going to go down the way you intend, and that the other person is going to be very happy and pleased by your thoughtfulness. The moon then goes into Libra on the 16th and the 17th, moving into week 3. And that goes into your 2nd house of money and belongings. And Libra allows you to connect with what is happening in your finances, your securities. And if there's anything that needs doing, again, any paperwork that needs sorting out, you'll be able to do that very easily. On the 16th of February as well, Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, that's going to be at its brightest in the night sky. And it's in your 8th house of institutions at 7 degrees in Aries. So it will inspire you to take care of anything that under normal circumstances you may find a little dull, but it's important to complete now in order to create more security for yourself in future. The message I'm getting right now is also, you may, if you're involved in investments or you do your own trading on the stock market, that you may get some sort of intuitive hit that, hey, this is something that I should invest in. It's going to pay off later on. If you get any of those kind of hits, really believe them and listen to them. You're not going to be misled. And I would even venture to say, Virgo, that this is a month for you where it's really almost impossible for you to be misled or have the wool pulled over your eyes. So in week 2, the moon started in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, and it ends up in your 2nd house of money and that's the left-hand side of your chart. So it's really getting a sense of, this is who I am, this is what I care about, this is what connects me to the higher realms, and this is what needs taking care of so that I can continue living the way I want and living the life that I enjoy. And it's really about, this is what I've got and I'm going to perfect it in week 2. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 17th to 23rd of February. On the 17th, the moon is still in Libra, so intuitive hits around income or taking care of financial matters. It moves into Scorpio on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and that's in your 3rd house of communication and kind of short-term travel. The moon in Scorpio is very intuitive, and it's very able to get to the root cause of a situation, or to discover what the true meaning is behind a facade. So again, if there's anything that you've been trying to work out, as in what is this person's intention in my life, you'll be able to discover what that is very quickly. We also have Vesta and Juno in Scorpio in that sector. So if you're a Virgo who works creatively, if you're trying to express your emotions around something through some sort of creative modality like painting or writing or sculpture or design, you'll be able to produce wonderful work during these 3 days. On the 18th as well, we have the Sun going into Pisces, and that goes into your 7th house of relationships. So from the 18th onwards, your relationships are going to become more important to you. And again, you can suss out who really has your best interests at heart and who doesn't. So spending time with people you love and care about, and vice versa, but also allowing yourself to let new people into your life is a good idea, because you're so switched on. Anyone who isn't there for the right reasons, you're going to pick up on that very quickly. The moon goes into Sagittarius on the 21st and 22nd, and it moves into your 4th house of your roots and your family. So these 2 days are great to do something as a group, to go on a trip as a family, or to go go for a meal or some sort of joint activity. You'll really get a lot out of that. Then on the 23rd, the moon goes into Capricorn, and it also stays in Capricorn, moving into week 4 on the 24th and 25th. And this is interesting because the 5th house is what you love to do work-wise, but it's also who you love in a romantic way. And the moon in Capricorn is willing to do the work. And again, it means you can do amazing work as far as your actual career is concerned, or again, if you're a student or retired, what you're studying or what you're working on. But it also means that you're willing to do the work when it comes to your relationship. Whether you're in a relationship, that you're very present for your partner and that you're willing to show up. And if you're single and looking, then you'll be able to, or you'll be willing to do the work to create a new partnership. So to I don't know, approach a new person and to start up a conversation, or if you're into online dating, to download an app and to upload the pictures and to swipe left or right or whatever it may be, and then to actually show up and to, put on nice clothes and to put your best foot forward. You're really very willing to do the work in lots of different areas this month, Virgo, and other people are going to notice that, they're going to pay attention to that, and will want to reward you as a result. So in week 3, before that, on the 23rd of February, Mars goes direct for the rest of the year. Mars is the planet of masculinity, drive, ambition, what you want. And that's been retrograde for a long time. It's been retrograde since the 6th of December 2024, almost 3 months. And it goes direct in Cancer in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, which is wonderful again, because it means that you're going to be much more energized and willing to realize your own hopes and dreams. And the way you've shown up for other people so far from the 23rd onwards, you're really going to be invested in realizing your own hopes and dreams and making yourself happy. So the house is covered in week 3. On the 17th of February, the moon was in your second house and it ends up in your 5th house. So that's the root of your chart, the bottom of your chart. And it's very much about spending time with the people you love, getting clear on what you love and what you love to do, but also being willing to do the work both personally for the other person and the paperwork in order to ensure that things stay the way they are now, or to maintain your security and to be up to date on everything. Week 4, Monday to Friday, the 24th to 28th of February. On the 24th and 25th, the moon is still in Capricorn. Then on the 26th, it goes into Aquarius in your 6th house of daily routine and work, your physical health. And that's interesting because if there's anything around the way you treat your own body, where you haven't paid much attention and you're like, ugh, I can't really be bothered, let's have a Big Mac or whatever. You'll be willing to make changes to the way you treat your own physical health. And also, if there's part of your routine that isn't conducive to your well-being, as if, if you're doing 80-hour weeks and it's just not sustainable, you'll look at ways of adapting that so that your daily routine is actually helpful and healthful to you yourself, and that you're not kind of operating in a way which is going to end up in a burnout later on, or which is really overly demanding and that can't be consistent. On the 27th and 28th, the moon moves into Pisces and it joins your other planet sitting there in that 7th house of relationships. And on the 27th of February, we have a new moon in Pisces. So on this day, you're going to be interested in other people. Again, you have this intuitive knack of knowing what dynamics work and are worth pursuing and maintaining, and which ones you can let go of. So you're really a bit of a psychic, so to speak, this month, Virgo, when it comes to your relationships and the ones you want to maintain and the ones you want to let go of. Moving into March, on the 1st of March, Venus goes retrograde until the 12th of April. And that's significant because during a Venus retrograde, it's not a good idea to start a new business or a new relationship. So really do that here in February, Virgo, because you are so on point of what people's genuine intentions are. Particularly starting new relationships is something to consider in earnest. And then you have Jupiter, the lucky planet, in that 10th house. So if you want to start your own business, here in February is the time to do it. So the last 4 days of February, from the 24th, the moon started in your 5th and it ends in your 7th. So this last week, or the last, 4 or 5 days of February, are really about your relationships and letting yourself be kind of energized through that, but also sorting out the structures of your daily routine and anything health-wise you're doing that may not be particularly conducive or constructive, and making those changes. So you're super responsible in February, Virgo, and you're really supported in the area of work. And you also have these X-ray vision goggles on that allow you to see beyond the surface and to identify other people's true motives. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, that's not the end of the world. I can use sunrise. But there's also a process called chart rectification, where you send me 10 or more significant life events and I can manually work out your time of birth, which makes it much more accurate. And then I have your charts in front of me and it shows me your vocational aptitudes, love, finance, travel, education, everything. To see what's coming up in future, I look at your progress chart, your transits, and also if it's around your birthday, your solar return chart, which shows me the themes from your birthday this year until your birthday next year. So that's always super useful. If there's anything around location or moving, I look at the astrocartography. That's very helpful in showing me which areas and which parts of the world are going to support you and which ones aren't. So if you have any questions around any of those things, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so it shows up in searches. Subscribe for more videos, and please share this video with anyone you think may like it and may benefit from this information. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon.